Let me repeat after me. So I, then state your name.
I, Sakaja Johnson,
Do swear by the Almighty God
do swear by the Almighty God
that the evidence I shall give before this court,
the evidence I shall give before this court
touching the matter in question,
touching the matter in question
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
and
nothing but the truth.
nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Are you aware of the judgment that this court issued?
Yes, I've been made aware of the judgment of the court.
What did the judgment require you to do?
The judgment required us to commence, to actually start a process that culminates in the appointment, substantive appointment of the office of the county secretary, and we fully complied with those directions.
Do you have a county secretary now?
The process, Your Honor, is almost a three-step process. When the first orders came out, we constituted the selection panel. It is governed under the County Governments Act, Section 44, where one is required to have a selection panel that invites applications, and those applications are then submitted to shortlisting. Thereafter, the list is provided to the governor for consideration and onward forwarding to the county assembly. For the county assembly to vet, to invite public submissions on the nominee, to set up the committees that are required, and then to have an approval process plenary. And that is what we have done. We constituted a selection panel, Your Honor. Thereafter, a few members had resigned, and so we reconstituted it. They took the time to actually advertise for the position. The advertisements were deposited at City Hall and also electronically. There are very many applicants for this position, both from within the county government and from the general public. Thereafter, they provided a shortlist of 10 successful applicants to be considered for my nomination, which I considered and sent my nominee to the Speaker of the County Assembly of Nairobi. Just for context, it's not the first time that we've done this. We had previously sent a nominee because these positions were created in the Constitution. As law-abiding citizens, they need to be filled properly. However, at the first attempt, the nominee was rejected by the Assembly. That was Dr. Jarius Musumba, and so this is the second name to be sent from my office for this position.
When did you send that name?
The final name was sent, I have to check the dates, but the letter, the forwarding letter is here. Dr. The 27th of July, 2026.
That is on Monday?
Yes.
And the name is?
The name is Dr. Machel Waikenda, who was nominated. Your Honor, just to make you aware, the Assembly also has a calendar. They have been on recess. We could have sent it earlier, but that would have required a special sitting to be summoned for the Assembly. However, after
Your Honor, I hate to interrupt the flow of thought, but I don't suppose that the governor can speak as to the county assembly's processes. The county assembly and its own handbook. I don't suppose he can speak to the same
He's giving me a background. Yeah. I will give you an opportunity after this to cross-examine.
Your Honor, I can speak on the Assembly. I lead the whole county government, which is both the executive and the Assembly. That is the Constitution of Kenya. And I'm aware.
I think that, Governor, you told by Dr. Wiso that there is a separation of powers and that you don't lead the Assembly.
Let's not go into that. Your Honor, I have been a legislator as well, and I know how we work together. Well, but you see, because I interact with the Assembly, I know when they'll be blind to any correspondence for myself.
Okay. So you say the assembly has a calendar?
Yes.
Dr.
That's
Mutai,
okay because
you-
we just
you- you
just
know
talking on a factual issue.
Yeah.
So I think it's okay. Stating that the assembly was in recess doesn't require actually the input of council. So
It's a public fact. However,
Yes.
Your Honor, we subscribe to the authority of the court. And the person we do as a law-abiding citizen who is a public servant, who has been in public office for a long time, possibly 14, 15 years, and never having contravened the law in any instance. And so I hope that this time round, it is my prayer that the Assembly does fill this position substantively.
Dr. Wiso.
Yes. Yes, thank you. Governor, do you have copies of the two affidavits that you filed before the court? One dated the 3rd of April and 28th of July. Do you have copies?
No, I don't.
I believe you should, because
yes, I'm moment.
My lawyer has some questions. I'm furnished.
giving you a moment to furnish you copies. But as he does that, there's a question your lordship asked, which to my mind required a yes or no answer. Let's start from there. Does the county government, does the Nairobi City County currently have a substantive county secretary, yes or no?
I think that is obvious. No? That is why we're here.
Thank you. It was just a yes or no, and then we pick up from there. His affidavits of 3rd of April 2026 and the further affidavit of 28th of July 2026.
Dr. Wiso, do you have another question?
Yes, I'm waiting for the governor to get hold of his own affidavits because I intend to ask questions for those affidavits. So let's start with the first affidavit of 3rd of April 2026. I will get up one or two questions from that one. If you could kindly go to paragraph 6 of that affidavit.
This is the affidavit of?
The affidavit of Johnson Sakaja, alleged entrepreneur, dated the 3rd of April 2026.
Yes.
At paragraph 6, Governor, I know you're a busy man, but would you kindly read for us paragraph 6 in its entirety? It's out loud.
That I am aware that this Honorable Court delivered judgment on the 5th December 2025 directing inter alia that the first respondent initiates a competitive recruitment process for the position of the County Secretary within 60 days and thereafter submits a nominee to the County Assembly for approval. In particular, you only to the end.
Yes, including.
The Honorable Court ordered as follows: an order of mandamus be issued compelling the first respondent to within 60 days from the date of this judgment initiate a competitive recruitment process for the position of County Secretary in accordance with Section 44(2) of the County Government Act and submit a nominee to the Nairobi City County Assembly for approval within 30 days upon lapse of the same period.
Wait, what was the date of that judgment?
5th December.
5th December. And according to that judgment, you were given 60 days
to initiate the recruitment process and send a name to the Assembly.
Yes.
What is 60 days from the 5th of December 2025? Quick math.
I think the trajectory is taking might take us to a dead end because when the judgment was made on 5th December 2025, there was an undertaking by the court that it will be uploaded into the e-filing portal. But it took time for the judgment to be made available, such that even today the copy that was brought forth by the petitioners doesn't bear the signature of the court. So in terms of the time when the judgment was actually made available, there will be a challenge in terms of the timeline, such that if we strictly stick to the direction that Dr. is taking, we might have a challenge as we go ahead.
Your Lordship,
That
I
is an
suppose.
issue for submissions. And we will be able to tell when exactly the judgment was uploaded by looking at the timestamp on the CTS copy.
Actually, my note has not been uploaded on the portal to date. I even checked this morning. It's not in the portal.
Your Lordship, I believe you have an opportunity to examine, but we had access to the judgment as soon as it was uploaded. How else would we have received it? But I suppose that's because Dr. Kamola has not ever engaged in this case before. But he would know. There's an affidavit of
Well,
service.
that's in bad faith.
I withdraw that. But there's an affidavit of service on record indicating when the judgment was uploaded on the CTS, when we accessed it. How else did we have access? But he will have, I believe, an opportunity to re-examine. What is 60 days from the 5th of December 2025, Governor? I'm not very good at math, but I hope you're better than me.
I think you can tell us.
No, I'm asking the questions, Governor. I know you're used to asking questions, but
No, I
in
don't
this
ask
courtroom,
questions.
in this courtroom, I will ask the questions, you answer them. So, what is 60 days from the 5th of December 2025?
It is 60 days after the 5th of December.
When does it fall? What date? What month?
I'll have to calculate that. Can I get?
I can give you a pen. You have paper. What is 60 days from the 5th of December 2025?
Assuming it is strictly 2 months.
Yeah.
That would be the month of December, January, February
February of
2026.
very well. February of 2026.
Yes.
Good. Let's have a look at your father affidavit of 28th of July 2026. That is yesterday. Your Lordship, that affidavit, father affidavit, was served upon us yesterday. Not particularly sure leave was sought to do it, but I will not belabor that point. If you have a copy of it,
It said sworn on 28th of July 2026.
yes, which I believe is yesterday. So, have a look at paragraph 9 of that affidavit and read it out loud for us. It's quite brief, so I'll take note.
Yeah, but by my letter dated 27 July 2026, I formally transmitted the nomination of the said nominee to the Speaker of the Nairobi City County Assembly for vetting and approval in accordance with Section 44 of the County Governments Act, and the annexes are there.
Right. So the annex is JS2 on the record. What is the date of that letter, the annex, JS2?
I've just read it out.
What is the date of that letter?
I have read it out.
Say it again.
27 July.
27th July. Very well. So according to the judgment, if you were to go back a bit, of 5th of December 2025, you were expected or directed by the Honourable Court to commence the process of competitive recruitment and send a name to the Assembly within 60 days, which, as per your calculation, fell in February 2026.
Yes.
Yet, you submitted that name to the Assembly on 27th of July.
That is very true.
I have no further questions.
That is true.
I don't know what position Mr. Pokebe will take. I would prefer that you wait until you cross-examine this.
Thank you, my Lord. Followed King.
Yes.
My Lord, I am an officer of the court, and the first is to aid the court and my colleagues. I stand in a very precarious position because the person standing there is the head of government.
If you don't wish to
So,
examine, it's okay.
in this case, the only thing I wish to confirm is that the governor will be confirming the content of his further affidavit, the 28th of July. That's the only thing I'm directing the governor to do, to the extent that he has this far sent an in for consideration of the assembly. Governor, please confirm that you've since sent an in to the assembly for consideration.
I'd like to confirm that, and as I do that, to affirm that the initiation of the process indeed started within the 60 days, and that's why I was explaining the process under Section 44, which requires the selection panel, which I had to constitute and to replace certain members of that panel. It is unfortunate and regrettable that that process has taken long, but we have since fully complied with the end goal, which really was for us to have that position substantively filled. And I hope that it can be expedited. But for the first 60 days, yes. Once you do that and advertise, there are also provisions on how long that the advertisement is out there, and any questions from the public. And I believe, to the best of my knowledge, that has fully been complied with, Your Honor. So, in as much as we would have wanted it to be done within strictly 90 days, we are sorry that that has not been able to be done within 90 days. The intention is to fill that position. It is in the best interest of the proper running of the administration. But there's not been any vacuum per se, because we've had a fully vetted chief officer serving in an acting capacity. As of now, the ball is in the court of the assembly to expedite their proceedings for us to have the vetting and approval. I cannot determine if they will pass the name I sent, but of course I can try and persuade them. But it is their constitutional mandate to exercise their oversight in that process, Your Honor.
Thank you, Governor, and it is equally your assertion this far that as a law-abiding citizen, the person you've been since the very beginning, that you have fairly tried to comply with the directions of the court.
Yes.
Directed.
To the best of my ability, in realization of many moving parts beyond my control, I have done my best to ensure that that is complied with.
And further, to show your goodwill in compliance with this, that you actually presented yourself to the authority of the court, yes, to communicate your compliance.
Yes, every Kenyan must subscribe to the authority of our judicial system, which is why I have no at any point hesitated to be presently available. I was online this morning, Your Honor, so I'm seeing you for the second time, but I'm informed I should have switched on my video so that it comes up, but I was also on the online session at 9 a.m. And I think it's the rule of law is what runs this country and is what keeps us together.
Fair enough, Lord. What I have not asked, I will leave it and reserve it for submissions. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you very much.
Dr. Kamuru.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Go ahead.
We examine the witness.
Yes, please confirm that upon coming to the knowledge of the judgment, you took all the measures that were necessary and expedient to ensure compliance.
Yes, as soon as I was made aware of the judgment and the proceedings that had preceded the judgment, I directed the county attorney to give advice on how best to execute it, which I received, and further to that, that was internally, I did everything that is required of me.
Is this process of appointment one that you can complete alone through the office of the governor without the input of any other player?
Fortunately not. It's not even unfortunate. It's fortunate but it is not, because we have a system of checks and balance in our constitution. But there are different players who must be involved, starting with the selection panel. There is a panel of citizens of the Republic of Kenya, and they have to have their processes. Following that, I have to apply my mind to the recommendations. There's also the members of the public who are involved at that process, who can give their views. That is subject to Article 10 of the Constitution, public participation. Further to that, there are provisions of the County Government Act that requires that then that is submitted to the Assembly, that then sets up a vetting committee. It's a standing committee. They are now being reconstituted in the Assembly of Nairobi, which also goes back to public participation, and then finally report to be brought to the plenary for all 124 members of the County Assembly of Nairobi to vote on. So yes, it is not a process that from end to end is resolved by my office.
It's your evidence that once the recruitment process has been finalized by the selection panel, you forward a nominee to the County Assembly.
Yes.
Are you in control of what happens in the County Assembly?
No, I'm not. But even once, just for context, if you allow, Your Honor, once the panel gives you a list of names, it is not an automatic process just to forward one. You have to also apply your mind to the different, considerations within the county government and the city. And so that also will take a little bit of time. But once I have forwarded, as I did to the Speaker of the County Assembly, then the ball then is, as they say, not in my hands, it's in their court. For them to follow their processes and their standing orders. And then the County Government Act in looking at and vetting and approving the nominee, then forwarded to them.
A question was posed to you whether there is a county secretary in place as we speak, to which you responded that there is none. Is it wholly attributable to your inaction?
No, it is not, because I have previously nominated, but our law also provides how such positions are filled in acting capacity and for how long. That is also provisions within the laws of our land. Not just the County Government Act, but also laws relating to public service management that we have, and we've complied with that as well.
That's all I want. Focus on the nation.
Okay, thank you very much, Governor of Nairobi, for coming to court. There will be submissions by the advocates, and I would urge you to take your seats.
Okay.